Hello folks, and welcome back to another adventure. This time out I am still on the west coast of Scotland. I'm about 3 miles to the north of a place called Crianlarich. That puts me maybe about 20 minutes south to where the last couple of videos have been. We're still, in theory, we're still in winter. However, the ground is not so much frosty and white, but very wet and muddy. The hills, there's still patches of snow on the hills, but not that much to be excited about. However, of course, given the time of year, I've still got my crampons in my bag, I've got my ice axe as well. You never know what you'll find up on the top. Today's target is a pair of Munros. Much like the last couple of videos, there's a climb up to Beinn between them, and then I do one and then do the other. At this time of year, as I've mentioned before, the attraction of that is being able to decide to cut the day short if it's taking longer to get through the hills, because I can always come back. I'm going to get going now, and I will see you a little bit further up the hill. Anybody that knows me will know that I often lament the lack of trees in Scotland. However, if you look around me, you can see quite clearly that there's one or two trees, and I'm actually in the middle of some of the ancient Caledonian forest, and this is a part of it I've never been to before. The ancient Caledonian forest used to cover a vast swathe of Scotland. I'm not sure exactly how much. These days it's reduced to 1% of what it used to be. The areas that I know are up by Rothiemurchus near Aviemore, where there's a nice large bit of Caledonian forest that leads you into the what I would call the end of the Larrigrew, and at the opposite end of the Larrigrew, down by Mar Lodge, there's another big chunk there. And in fact, there's been a fantastic regeneration program going on there since since before I was a teenager. I remember walking in and seeing the deer fences up to protect the young saplings. And these days those trees are, easily approaching 20 feet high. I've wandered a bit off the path to get into these trees. I wanted to find a nice area away from the river that I could just enjoy these ancient Scots pines. Well, I say ancient, I have no idea how old they are. I'm going to head back and reclaim the path and get going up the ascent proper. So I'm well out of the ancient Caledonian forest now. However, you can see behind me that I'm still in amongst the trees. These trees up here are more likely non-native species. I have no idea. I'm not good at naming trees. If I was going to take a guess, I would probably assume it's Sitka spruce or something that's been planted here as a plantation for harvest. But we're a bit higher up now, 400 metres. And we've lost the native trees and we're into these evergreens. it's starting to get cold now. I think I'll stick on a windproof layer. I'm a good bit up the hill now. I'm somewhere around the 750 metres mark, and you can see behind me that I'm just about to reach the snow. The snow looks fairly patchy. I've got this feeling that I won't need to use my crampons unless I want to go out of my way to do so. There's quite a few people on the hill, as you may be able to see behind me. There's a large group sitting up at the top of the waterfall, probably watching me film. So I'm feeling really self-conscious about that right now. There's been a few groups that have passed me as well. So it's a fairly busy hill. I think everybody saw the forecast for today was going to be good and decided to change whatever plans they had and get out onto the hills. And I can't blame them. That's exactly what I did. I'm going to get going further on up the hill. Probably going to have to stop to put my hat and gloves back on, but I will see you somewhere higher up. Here, I'm deep in the clouds, surrounded by snow with patches of vegetation, but there isn't much in the way of landmarks to tell where I'm going. As you'll have seen, that's me done both Munros today. The first one is, or was called, where is it? Beinn Dubhchraig, which should mean something along the lines of the hill of the dark crag or something like that. I'll look it up later and put it up on screen. That came in at 978 metres and it was fairly easy to go up. There was one small ice field that I needed to put my crampons on to get over. And then from there, it was a descent back down to the Beinn, up a bit of a rise and then back down again. And that's when the main ascent up Beinn began. And I've got to say, in these conditions, that ascent was quite a slog. Beinn itself is 1,029 metres and it is just relentless. It just keeps going up and up. The crampons obviously make your feet heavier, which makes going up even more tiring, but they were pretty essential. The snow is well consolidated, hard packed, so I definitely needed them. But anyway, I've dropped back down, nearly back down to the point where I have to go over that wee rise again, and I'm going to have pork pie, some hot blackcurrant juice, rest and get some energy back, and then get moving. Hello folks, and as you can see we're no longer on the hillside. It's a few days after that last video clip was filmed, and I realised that I'd never actually done a final piece to camera. I don't know if you can tell from my body language at the summit of Beinn, but I was pretty tired. I mentioned that it's a fairly relentless slog on the way up, and I was pretty much done in by the time I got to the top. The day was 10.5 miles long, and there was a little over 1,200 metres in ascent. So it's not a big day, but it's not a small day. And when you throw into the mix the fact that you're wearing crampons and carrying the ice axe, it all adds up. And you do need that extra level of fitness for going out in winter. I had decided that I didn't mind still being out on the hill once the sun had set. I always carry 2 torches with me. That combined with the fact we've got a good track meant I was pretty confident that there was nothing to be worried about for getting back in the reduced light that I would find. Plus, there is something magical about being on the hill after sunset, being the last person off. You get the place to yourself. Despite being so tired, I did have a fantastic day on the hill. It was definitely worth it. It was a shame I didn't get the views. The whole reason I'd gone out, I hadn't planned on going out into the hills that weekend, but the forecast had said that there was a 90% chance of cloud-free Munros. So I think that's why there was so many people out that day. The chances of getting good views from the summit were almost guaranteed. And of course, in Scotland, there's no such thing as guaranteed. The inside of a cloud looks pretty much the same from one hill as any other hill. But the getting out, getting the exercise, and just getting away from all the technology we're surrounded by in our day-to-day life is always nice. So anyway, I'm going to sign off here. Thank you for coming along on that adventure. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified when there's more of my videos coming out. See you on my next adventure.